/creepy.
Creepy.
Gotta put it on ghost mode.
Put it on ghost mode. Be safe. Put it on ghost mode.
Just be safe.
Take it from the government. Put it on ghost mode.
Well,
No pressure.
well, you guys, you don't want to miss our shenanigans next week or the week after that. I'll remind you to subscribe to the Around the Crown podcast on iTunes, Google Play. Find it on charlottenc.gov/podcast. Ken always puts it out on social media at CLTGov. So that's another way that you can connect with us. If you're just listening to the audio, don't forget we have a video version of the podcast. And thanks to everybody who joined us on Facebook Live. We're glad you're here, and hopefully you'll tune in weekly and interact with us and ask your questions. We hope that you've enjoyed spending your time with us. Reach out, connect with us on social, email us at crowncast704@gmail.com. Whatever floats your boat works for us. So join us next time.
This community here has been here for a long time, and a lot of people think because they're building new houses over here that it's going to separate the neighborhoods.
The No Barriers Project has afforded us the opportunity to bring together people who live in Genesis Park, the Park at Oak Lawn, and Bright Walk.
Happening now behind us is the first part of Harvest Fest, so it's a celebration of all the projects that we've done over the last year. Birdhouses, paintings, adding color and sound and light to the park. We're gonna have a community dinner, just this long, massive table with everybody having dinner together.
I'm new to the neighborhood, and with the baby, everybody wanted to meet us, and it really did bring the community together.
I moved to Bright Walk because I wanted to be with all types of folks, and this is exactly how you bring neighbors together.
We moved in a year and a half ago, and it's just been warm home.
Community is not just your street or the street next to you, it's the whole area. It's just an awesome way to get everyone in the area together.
We'll come together as one big family, getting to know one another and swapping ideas.
We have become friends of the heart as opposed to just being friends of the road. And I think that's the most important thing for me.
Okay.
This is Seoul, South Korea, Las Vegas, London, Cologne, Germany. We've competed Australia, North America, Europe, Asia. We went from hotel banquet rooms, competing there, to now we're filling some of the largest arenas in the world. Our audience is really millennial. A lot of millennials are paying attention to esports. It's kind of their preferred sport. And Charlotte is one of the leading cities in millennial growth, so it completely made sense for us to be down here. We know that the fan presence here is actually very substantial. We're constantly getting social media engagement from local fans. If you look at our social media numbers, we're one of the most followed social media accounts here in the city of Charlotte, and I think that is a testament to what we can do for the city in terms of creating awareness for Charlotte around the world. It's a global sport. And a lot of times people locally, let's say here in Charlotte, aren't really exposed to what's happening in Poland or Russia or China or Korea. And very much in those countries, we have a massive presence. So you can't discount something as a sport if you only look through it from a local lens or a regional lens or a lens on this continent.
The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, or SAMHSA, created the Wellness Initiative to help people with mental and/or substance use disorders, and all people, live longer, healthier lives by focusing on the 8 dimensions of wellness that connect all aspects of behavioral health. Improving wellness by taking action on each of these dimensions addresses early mortality from treatable and preventable conditions. Embracing wellness is about life and living, and becoming the healthiest you possible. Listen to your feelings, express them to people you trust, and maintain a positive outlook. Make it a point to understand your finances, establish good financial habits, and plan for the future. A sense of belonging and a reliable support system help during difficult times. Make at least one social connection daily. Seek advice from peers or support groups, and create healthy friendships. Enhancing your connection to self, nature, and others brings balance and peace to your life. Take time to discover what values and beliefs are most important to you. Look for satisfaction from things you're passionate about, whether it is through work, school, or volunteering. Reduce your risk of many illnesses by increasing activity levels according to your abilities, getting restful sleep at night, choosing healthy foods, and exploring outdoors to reduce stress and increase energy levels. Be a lifelong learner by expanding your knowledge and finding creative outlets that stimulate your mind and sense of curiosity. Be open to new ideas, insights, and wisdom. A positive environment has a calming effect. Find surroundings that encourage good physical and mental health, and where you also feel safe. At SAMHSA, we envision a future in which people with mental and/or substance use disorders, and all people, pursue optimal health, happiness, recovery, and a full and satisfying life in the community. Wellness is an ongoing pursuit and can be challenging at times, but striving to make small daily improvements is the key to success. For more information and resources about wellness, visit www.samhsa.gov/wellness-initiative.
My name is Cynthia Harrison.
Charles Wilkerson.
I'm Amy Daniels.
Christopher Dennis, and our community won the Sustainability Award.
The Good Neighbors Award.
And we won the Community Service Award.
Awards for community service.
Winning the Neighborhood Award for our community meant that our voices were being heard.
It was one of those big pick-me-ups, both for us that work with it full-time and also for our volunteers.
Validation. And I say that because of our neighborhood and where we're located. Validation to us means that we move forward.
This is an opportunity to tell that person who works tirelessly and that community that works tirelessly in their community that you care.
I encourage you to get involved. Be involved in your community. Be willing to put a little bit of something back, because it's going to mean more, you know, to the kids that are coming through.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
All right. You get your usual kind of beer cans and juice bottles, but every now and then you find a wallet. Yeah, I don't know. You get all kinds of stuff. Here's what looks like an old jacket. Well, we make it kind of a social outing. It's not so much a chore to come out and pick up litter, but you know, we're getting together afterwards to watch the NFL draft, and sometimes we'll go to a Live After 5 or get a drink at Connolly's. So it becomes more of almost like a team building or social effort.
The easy part really was on us. They wanted to do the hard part. They wanted to pick up trash. They wanted to tell their friends about it. So hopefully in the near future, we would open that opportunity to other groups. We have been receiving calls from other groups that are interested in adopting rail trail areas and groups that are actually already doing the work. We just need to formalize it.
Good finds. So to hear that it's kind of growing, or other groups are kind of seeing the pilot program and wanting to adopt other stretches of the rail trail is awesome.
What's this? Another ticket? Why do I keep getting these?
Hey man, take time, read the sign. It's easy to get penalized if you don't know the regulations. If you don't want to pay the fine, remember, always read the sign.
Oh, I'm so glad this day is over. You know,
I'm exhausted.
What is this?
Oh my goodness.
What is this? A ticket? What did I get a ticket for?
I don't know.
Take time, read the sign. It's easy to get penalized if you don't know the regulations. If you don't want to pay the fine, remember, always read the sign.
Oh man, we're gonna win today. Can I even park here?
Hey man, take the time, read the sign.
Hey man, you got your stadium pass?
I do.
Cool. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
It's easy to get penalized if you don't know the regulations. If you don't want to pay the fine, remember, always read the sign.
Hey Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Give it a shake.
So this is where it gets interesting. Kind of looks like a bank tube, right? Sir, don't put any change in there, please, sir. Comes back with a lollipop in it, and you're like, yay! I describe Charlotte to be a very southern hospitality city. We have amazing restaurants and public transportation that's great. It's very clean. People talk about how clean Charlotte is all the time, and I think that's one of the great things. But we're also not too big. We've got tomatoes over there. There's actually kiwis. Those are 2 beehives, so you can sort of see them coming in and out of the hive. Depending on who you talk to, the bees pollinate in between a 2 to 3 mile radius of their hive. So that means that our bees touch all of downtown. This is nasturtium. Nasturtium is really these beautiful edible blossoms. And again, everything is organic. You know, we're trying to do it on an extremely high level, and as opposed to just pouring drinks, kind of provide an experience for our guests. I love it here. I love Charlotte. When people see from out of town, visitors see the fact that we're putting in a lot of hard work into our food and our cocktail programs, that they think that Charlotte is a fun place to go because we care, you know, about what we're doing. And of course, Southern hospitality is always up there with the best thing in the entire world, you know. People always talk about how nice folks are around Charlotte, and I think it's all of our jobs to make sure that that is the impression that our guests get all the time.
Admiren al gigante enojado. Admiren al gigante enojado. Admiren al gigante enojado. Admiren al gigante enojado. Los momentos más pequeños pueden tener un gran impacto en la vida de un niño. Toma el tiempo hoy para ser papá.
Several years ago, we recognized some issues at the transit center where we had a lot of kids hanging out. So I came together with several other agencies, and we started doing outreach. TEAM stands for Teen Engagement and Mentoring. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to help people live productive lives from an early age.
Myself and one of my partners was going out interacting with young teens, helping them get jobs and helping them get in school, stay in school, make the grades they need to be successful. We bring all the resources collectively with us. So if you need housing, if you need to continue school, your GED, if you need job assistance, we have different resources as well that can assist them to get a job.
My favorite part of being involved with the team is just being able to make an impact in the community, to come out and actually offer people help that they need, and then to see them thrive and succeed, it's really rewarding.
The primary mission is to make sure that people understand that they're not at this alone, and we all deserve a second chance.
I have such a passion to help out teens that have challenges in their life, to connect the gap between the community, the police department, all the different agencies, and to make it a better place, a safer place to live.
This celebration today is just part of our ongoing commitment to the youth in the community and our way of just having the community come out and get to know who we are.
We have to plant these small seeds and start making people aware, and eventually it's going to grow.
You know, we want our teens to go to college, and we want them to have jobs, and we want them to stay out of the streets. So if we can give them resources to keep them out of the streets and keep them on the right track and doing the right thing, then that's our goal.
We're still a community that cares and loves on one another. And I just love the fact that we are a team. If we all work together, we could really win at this thing.
Tattoos show a sense of individuality, and they allow you to be, you know, who you are, whoever you want to be. They allow you to express yourself however you choose to. And a lot of people are proud of where they come from, which is a beautiful thing.
Charlotte is gaining people from other cities, other countries even, and we tattoo people from all over. Those people are living here long enough to really show their pride, and mainly the Queen City crown is represented by those from here, those moving here, that love the city.
I love the crown of Charlotte. It's on every street sign, and the text underneath it is the word evolve. It's written in the Hebrew language. And once again, it's just like showcasing how much I've evolved as a person here in Charlotte.
A lot of people do the skyline, which is kind of dope. And you got the Duke Power Building, and they might want to get it lit up their favorite color or something. Another dope Charlotte tattoo, a lot of people, since we got the Hornets back, they really getting their Hornets logo.
I love my Hornets teal and purple till the day I die.
My tattoo is kind of symbolic of my relationship with Charlotte and with the Hornets. It's the logo that they only had for 1 year, and that was the year I was born.
I knew something about me that would never change is the fact that I'm from here in Charlotte. I'm born and raised, and that was something, no matter what happened in my life, it made a major impact on who I am.
Here, Dad, let me show you how.
There's a lot you can learn from your foster child. Discover the joys of fostering or adopting a child at 704-336-KIDS.
They have families and they have children and they have to feed their families just like we do, and they need us to make sure they can get where they need to go safely. Hi, my name is Billy Cochran, and I am a Labor Crew Chief 2 with the Street Maintenance Division, City of Charlotte. It's our snow week, and so we always go through all of our protocols, and we load our spreaders, we load our plows, check our hoses. Now it's practice. The streets are clean and it's pretty and it's warm. But during an actual storm, you may have to come in at 2 o'clock in the morning and start loading your equipment, and the lighting is not as good. It's cold, it's windy. We actually facilitate the operation. We put the drivers on the street. We're communicating with them throughout the day or the night, depending on which shift you're on, finding out what's clean, what's not clean, do we need to make a second pass. And there's a lot of satisfaction in making sure people can get to work. Especially during a storm, you keep them safe. You take care of them, and that means a lot.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
We celebrate National Spay and Neuter Day. We're very excited that we actually celebrate this day once a month here at Charlotte-Mecklenburg Animal Care and Control. Spay and neuter not only helps to bring down the amount of unwanted animals that we have in our communities, but it also is a very good thing to do medically for your pet. Lots of pets, if they're not spayed or neutered, can later in life develop cancer or different other health issues. And if they're spayed and neutered, a lot of times that doesn't happen. It also can help with behavior issues that they may have. So lots of benefits all the way around. There is really no reason not to get your pet spayed or neutered. Here in Mecklenburg County, we offer free services to get your pet spayed and neutered. So did I mention free? And the way we are able to afford to do that is we actually get private donations, we get grant money, and the biggest thing that we get to be able to do this is our Great Harvest Bread Company's Animal Needs Day that they sponsor, and all the proceeds go to us. So lots of different places we're getting the money to be able to offer this service for Mecklenburg County residents. It's very easy for you to sign up. Visit our website at animals.cmpd.org, click on Spay and Neuter, and find out how you can register.
If you've been affected by suicide, you're not alone. Suicide is a leading cause of death that affects millions each year. In most cases, it happens when stressful life events overload the coping abilities of someone suffering from a mental health condition. And the most common condition associated with suicide is depression, an illness that goes undiagnosed or untreated far too often. But the research is clear. Suicide is preventable. Learn how you can fight suicide. Visit afsp.org.
What I liked at it was a good experience. The group of people were very diverse. It was fun. It was very educational. And I'm taking away a lot of knowledge that I'm going to share with everyone I meet about the city of Charlotte.
I think it was a fantastic class. It really gives you a chance to look at Charlotte from where it's been, how it got to.
It exposed me to a lot of other opportunities that I can use for my community to make it a better place to live.
And just the exposure it gave me as somebody new to a leadership role in our area, and really allowed me to make connections and network with those folks to further our relationships after the class and only strengthen our neighborhood, strengthen our community, and open up those lines of communication.
Tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
In medical school, I had the good fortune of being in a course in parasitology, which was taught by a very good group of professors. I think it's the day when I had the opportunity to look through the microscope and to see the malaria parasite, and then to hear about the cases internationally involving malaria. That was the day when I think the bug really bit me as far as wanting to work in infectious diseases and work in international health. In our program at the Naval Medical Research Center Malaria Department, we have an approach which has been referred to as bench to bedside or bench to clinic. And that is that we have our laboratory investigators, and they're actually working in a in a bench setting, developing new strategies for malaria vaccine, testing those strategies. If we are indeed able to develop a successful, effective, safe malaria vaccine that can be used not only for military personnel, but also for the vulnerable populations worldwide. Malaria has had a major impact on our military throughout history. Malaria has had a greater impact on manpower than enemy fire in all of the conflicts that have occurred in tropical regions in the 20th century. So having a vaccine that we could give to our military personnel and to people who are diplomats or doing humanitarian efforts would be a real game changer. And I think being at the Navy, it gives you this chance to work with experts from all around the world. The Department of Defense has been working on malaria vaccines for many decades, and I think that they are looking to us. They're looking to people who have the ability to do this kind of science to try to come up with something to stem the tide of this morbidity and mortality.
I was in the Marine Corps for 9 years. Definitely coming out of the military, especially with having a family, it was a scary transition. I didn't really know what was on the outside, as well as, you know, really that level of uncertainty is what makes it the scariest. I went to school before I joined the Marine Corps, and this was in 2003, and we were paying upwards of $30,000 a year. So I had come into the Marine Corps with a bit of debt on my shoulders, and it's an overwhelming feeling. The Yellow Ribbon program is really the reason why I'm able to come to school at a private institution such as Drexel while having a family and be able to afford it.
The Yellow Ribbon program is an agreement that the university participates in, or a university can participate in, with the Department of Veterans Affairs. So it's not something that's actually given to the student, it's something that the university participates in that is in conjunction with the post 9/11 GI Bill. So whereas the GI Bill is given to the actual student veteran, the university participates in the Yellow Ribbon program, and together they combine to provide essentially, you know, full tuition for a student veteran. Every veteran who reaches out says, how do I participate in the Yellow Ribbon program? How do I apply for those benefits? And it's nothing you apply to, at least for us. It's nothing you apply to. It's really, you're just applying to the university. You're then providing your certificate of eligibility, which indicates that you're 100% eligible for your post 9/11 GI Bill. And after that, everything else just falls into place with the Yellow Ribbon program.
What we do here at the 341st Training Squadron at Lackland Air Force Base is we supply military working dogs for all 4 branches of service. And what those dogs do is they keep our materiel and our personnel safe around the world in places where they're in harm's way. One of the ways that we provide these dogs is we breed them here. So we have an actual breeding program for little guys like this. This is a little potential military working dog. And what we do with these dogs is we rear them to the age of about 6 weeks, and then they are temporarily adopted, or we use the expression fostered. One of the critical factors for us is that we cannot run this program without a good supply of volunteers from the community to help us.
We've been doing it for almost 4 years now. This is our 9th puppy. It's extremely rewarding being able to raise these guys and for them to go out and bring people home safe.
Good boy. We live in this crazy world with satellites and internet and all this high technology. The best way of keeping our personnel safe is still a dog like this, properly reared, properly trained to do his job and keep soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines safe.
The shark is not only one of the oldest living species on Earth, it has cemented itself infamously in American pop culture. Now, the shark has a lead role in protecting our nation's warfighters. Scientists from the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory are using shark antibodies to develop new alternatives to chemical and biological threat detection tools. The lab is developing antibodies that can be integrated into biosensor platforms that will be used to alert for the presence of biothreats on and off the battlefield. The antibodies may also be used to determine if a service member has been exposed to a chemical or biological agent.
Shark antibodies are an ancient type of antibodies that are unique in that the binding occurs just in a single domain, where human antibodies require two domains to come together.
Current detection tools use antibodies that are derived from mammals. However, shark antibodies are smaller and can remain stable at elevated temperatures. This allows for consistent development of diagnostic tools and reduced costs, since refrigeration wouldn't be required.
We get that single domain and can manipulate that and produce it to be a more stable binding element that can then be used out in the field and decrease the logistical costs that may be incurred by having those fragile biological elements out there.
Once finalized and deployed, the shark antibodies will provide a cost-effective approach for biological and chemical agent detection platforms, protecting warfighters on and off the battlefield.
So for us, it's very important that we have energy security. So we want to be as independent as we can. Energy security to us is two things. First, it's energy diversity. We want to be able to draw from multiple types of power so that none of them we rely solely on. That's what these do. The other one is energy redundancy. So if one goes wrong, i.e. something breaks, then we want to be able to quickly switch to a different type of power.
It allows customers to become more sustainable, if you will. That's really where customers want to be.
The sun has come up.
They're taking advantage of a resource that's abundant, in this case in Nevada, and we, as their partners, help them down that path.
We have over 150,000 solar panels here at Nellis. The solar panels can provide 28 megawatts of power. That's the equivalent of powering 9,000 homes.
I think bottom line is resiliency and reliability is important for all customers, and I think DoD customers absolutely benefit from having a more reliable system.
All bases want to have mission assurance, and if you don't have energy assurance, then you don't have mission assurance.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
More than 76 million passengers travel through Chicago's O'Hare International Airport each year. But not many know who the airport is named after, or what he accomplished. But perhaps the most remarkable thing about Butch O'Hare is where his story begins. Edward Joseph O'Hare was a prominent lawyer and businessman in St. Louis. Taking an early interest in flying, he let his son Edward Henry O'Hare tag along on trips in Charles Lindbergh's mail flights. The younger O'Hare, having inherited a love for aviation, went off to the Western Military Academy, while his father moved to Chicago and began an uneasy business partnership with another famous Chicago figure at the time, Alphonse Capone. But by 1930, Edward Joseph, or Easy Eddie as he had been known to be called, had turned against Al Capone and contacted the Internal Revenue Service, becoming a key informant in Capone's tax evasion case. Years later, Edward Henry, or Butch, O'Hare was accepted into the U.S. Naval Academy when, in his junior year, his father was shot to death by Capone's gunman in 1937. By the start of World War II, Butch O'Hare was a seasoned naval aviator, and on February 20th, 1942, he would become the Navy's first ace of the war. Flying off the deck of the USS Lexington, Butch O'Hare and his wingman raced to intercept 9 Japanese bombers flying toward the carrier group. With the bombers only 9 miles out, his wingman's guns jammed, leaving O'Hare alone in his F-4F Wildcat to protect the carrier. O'Hare dove toward the approaching bombers, shooting down 5 with precision fire and damaging several others. O'Hare's actions prevented the bombers from successfully attacking the carrier and its escorts. For his actions that day, Navy Lieutenant O'Hare was awarded the Medal of Honor and promoted to Lieutenant Commander. He would continue to serve in the Pacific until his death in 1943. During a night mission, his aircraft was shot down, his plane and body never found. He was posthumously awarded the Navy Cross. In 1949, Chicago's Orchard Depot Airfield was renamed in honor of Edward O'Hare, and in 1963, President John F. Kennedy was on hand to formally dedicate the airport. Today, it's the second busiest airport in the country. Travelers can see an F-4F Wildcat on display in Terminal 2, a monument to Edward Butch O'Hare.